Hi, welcome to the latest edition of our FOURsight newsletter. It's spring in South Africa, and I think we've had quite a tough time with the COVID lockdowns as well as with some civil unrest in July. But what we're seeing at the moment is the subsidence of the third wave of COVID-19, a huge increase in the vaccination rates and now available to adults 18 years and over. And I think we've also seen, post the civil unrest, a huge outpouring of public support and really a positive reaction in terms of what's happened subsequent to those terrible days in mid-July. And I think it's really testament to how resilient South Africa is as an economy, and certainly the citizens and the people really overwhelmingly want the right thing for the future of South Africa. And I think we would like to thank, firstly, all of the retail team that we have, our development managers, and also, and most significantly, our on-site staff who look after these assets and really went well beyond our expectations in terms of protecting the assets during the civil unrest. We've recently released our June 2021 financial results, and I think we were very, very happy with the outcome of those results. A couple of highlights was during the year we completed and let 163,000 square meters of warehousing with a value of 1.3 billion for our pro rata share of that, which is an enormous achievement by our development team. Added to that is we pre-let and began construction on another 244,000 square meters of space. So during the year, that's really leasing close on 400,000 square meters of space, which I think is just an enormous achievement. Added to that, a couple of other highlights for the financial year was we sold 1.65 billion rands worth of property. Obviously, we're using that cash to roll out our new warehousing in our logistics parks. And that 1.65 billion rands worth of sales was done at a premium to our book value of about 2.8%. So another very pleasing performance by the Fortress sales team. We've also seen a very pleasing performance in our retail portfolio when we look at the year-on-year increase in terms of our net operating income on our retail portfolio. On a like-for-like basis, we're up 7.7% from 2020. So I think we had looked at it in 2020, if you'll recall, the dark days of the COVID lockdown in March and April, and to a lesser extent May last year, where we thought that retail real estate was just doomed and gone forever. It wasn't the case, it was never going to be the case, and we've actually seen an improvement both in our net operating income, and actually more exciting than that is that we've seen a roughly 5.1% growth on the trading in our malls from the 2019 level, which obviously wasn't impacted at all by COVID. Some of the other really exciting news from the financial year ending June 2021 is the leasing of one of our biggest developments ever, 164,000 square meters at our Eastport Logistics Park to retailer Pick n Pay. We're really excited about that development. The total site area is 360,000 square meters, so it's going to use up a lot of area in that park. It'll take about 18 months from today to complete. So around about Feb to April 2023, we will have that new facility completed, and at that stage, Pick n Pay will actually take an ownership interest of 60% alongside us. It's really just credit to our development team in terms of having such a big retailer trust us with one of their critical operational assets in terms of that new distribution center in Gauteng. I think also one of the big highlights for the year was our solar rollout. We currently have 15 active solar photovoltaic installations in our portfolio, with one nearing completion and another 10 to go. And I think, as you would have seen from the President and all the ministers pushing that cap from 1 megawatt to 100 megawatts, it's really exciting because now a lot of our retail installations are almost limitless. We can do as much as that retail asset needs in terms of solar PV rollouts. So I think that's really exciting for not only for climate change and for getting to carbon neutral goals that the UN wants, but also it's actually for us as an investment incredibly accretive and really does make a strong investment case for us to roll out those solar PV plants. During the year and just after year end, we acquired 3 logistics parks, 1 in Romania and 2 in Poland that we announced in December. I think that market is really buoyant and we're quite excited about it. It is driven by the nearshoring of a lot of the manufacturing from the East into Eastern Europe. And I think the EU, with the supply chain disruption and other variables that they can't control, I think is driving that operating and manufacturing capability into Central and Eastern Europe. So we've got 2 logistics parks there in Poland, in Bydgoszcz and Stargard, with about 110,000 square meters of development pipeline. And we've just pushed the button on the development of another 15,000 square meter warehouse in Stargard in Western Poland. We also acquired in July our first logistics park in Romania, roughly 50,000 square meters. That's also a very exciting market for us. And I think in and around the Bucharest hub, it's really well located. And I think will only get better over time as the infrastructure in Romania rolls out. So our focus remains really to drive our logistics assets and to roll out our pipeline. That'll take us to about 2/3 of our direct assets in logistics and about 1/3 in convenience and commuter retail, which has also had very, very good performance over the last 12 months. And pleasingly, we are still the owner of 23.6% of shares in Nepi Rockcastle, which also released their results, and they were really good, paying out 100% of their distributable earnings as a dividend, and I think demonstrating that they really have a solid balance sheet with roughly 31% loan to value and nearly €1 billion of cash and available facilities to use to make acquisitions and to facilitate their development pipeline rollout. So I think all in all, we're very happy with the results for our 2021 financial year. And I think off this base, we're looking forward to some growth for next year and are actually forecasting for the first time in a while some positive growth in our distributable earnings for the financial year 2022. Thanks very much for downloading our newsletter, and we hope to see you soon.